Something has breached the boundaries of our solar system, not with a whisper, but with a cosmic roar that has shattered our understanding of deep space. This isn't a comet. This isn't an asteroid. This is a structured entity, a leviathan of unknown origin, so massive it defies all known classifications. Astronomers have named it SWAN R2, but the name is a placeholder for our ignorance. The real story, the one that should keep you up at night, isn't about this single object's terrifying scale. It's about the impossible coincidence that arrived with it, a synchronized celestial dance that reeks of intention. Because SWAN R2 did not come alone, and the chilling precision of its timing feels less like a natural event and more like a message, or perhaps a warning, written in the fabric of space-time itself. Two travellers, from opposite ends of the galaxy, heading for the same point at the same precise moment. This isn't a chance encounter, this is a meeting, a rendezvous, and humanity, it appears, was never on the guest list. Let's break down why this simultaneous arrival has sent shockwaves of disbelief and alarm through the global scientific community. First, you have the colossal SWAN R2, screaming in from the void of the constellation Aquarius, a behemoth on a determined path. Then, almost as if answering a silent call, you have its enigmatic counterpart 3I Atlas, arriving from a completely different, unrelated vector, from the direction of Sagittarius, near the chaotic heart of our Milky Way. The odds of these two objects arriving at our solar doorstep at the same time by pure chance are so astronomically low, they're virtually non-existent. It would be like two bullets, fired from different continents by blindfolded shooters, not only hitting the same coin, but arriving at the exact same microsecond. The sheer statistical impossibility is what first made researchers' blood run cold. And then, they both do something that transforms suspicion into near certainty. In a move of perfect choreography, they vanish. At the same time, they slip behind the sun's brilliant corona, disappearing from the view of every telescope, satellite and observatory on or around Earth. For a critical, agonizing period, we are completely blind. What happens during that solar conjunction? A refueling stop? A data transfer? A silent conversation between two machines? We are left in the dark with no way of knowing what secrets are exchanged hidden from our view. Now, let's get to the forensic evidence. The data that truly made scientists question the very foundations of reality itself. When they first analysed 3I Atlas, they found something that simply shouldn't exist in the natural cosmos. A surface composed of pure, solid, crystalline nickel with zero detectable iron impurities. In the chaotic, mixed-up environment of space, where elements are constantly alloyed and contaminated, such metallic purity is a physical impossibility through natural means. It is the unmistakable signature of fabrication, of smelting and engineering. And that discovery was just the tip of the iceberg. Deep inside, energy readings revealed a powerful core generating a steady 10 gigawatts, a torrent of raw power enough to run millions of homes, a miniature star trapped within an artificial shell. But the true smoking gun was its behaviour. Its emissions weren't the diffuse fan-shaped tail of a comet sublimating ice. They were focused jets of carbon dioxide, fired in tight, straight and perfectly coherent lines, the hallmark of directional thrusters. The final, undeniable proof came when it changed course. The exact instant its trajectory subtly altered, the colour of its exhaust plume dramatically shifted from a deep red to a vivid, unnatural green. Dr. Lowe called this thrust mixture modulation. In simple terms, it was as if a sophisticated propulsion system were intelligently adjusting its fuel mixture and output in real time. This was not a piece of space rock tumbling mindlessly. It was a machine, and all the data screamed that it was being piloted, or was piloting itself with a purpose we could not fathom. If 3I Atlas was the small, sophisticated reconnaissance drone, then SWAN R2 is the interstellar battleship, a vessel of such scale and power, it seems to defy the laws of physics. Spectroscopic data revealed something straight out of science fiction. Not a simple surface, but a shimmering silver plasma sheath, a blistering envelope of energized particles, surrounding what appears to be a heavily armoured hull of nickel-cobalt. This isn't some passive, natural shield. Data suggests it's an active defense system, dynamically deflecting the brutal onslaught of solar wind and cosmic radiation, behaving exactly like a conceptual force field. Its power output is not just impressive, it's jaw-droppingly terrifying. Over 10,000 gigawatts per second. To put that incomprehensible number in perspective, that's more energy than what is released by two colliding black holes on a scaled basis. It's a level of power generation that human science cannot even conceive of replicating, and its behavior is equally chillingly advanced. Instruments detected micropulses, not random fluctuations, but tiny, precise thrust corrections firing in rapid succession, keeping the colossal object locked on an exact, unwavering course through the sun's turbulent gravity well. Even its light shifted coherently from a cool blue to a brilliant, almost blinding white-green as it approached the sun, as if its entire energy signature was modulating. Every single movement was deliberate, calculated, and controlled. This was not a natural body, it was a masterpiece of engineering. This is where the story transcends mere astronomy and connects to our own existence in a way that is deeply profound and unsettling. The plot twist came when NASA's orbital dynamicists completed their simulations and discovered a truth that rewrites human history. SWAN R2 isn't just on a one-way trip through our neighbourhood, it's returning. Its path is a vast elliptical loop, a cosmic commute that brings it back to the inner solar system like clockwork every 22,554 years. This means the last time its dark silhouette passed before our sun was 22,000 years ago. Let that number sink in. 22,000 years ago, the last ice age was in its death throes. Our ancestors, Homo sapiens, were taking their first tentative steps into civilization, domesticating plants, forming the first settled communities, and gazing at the night skies with a mixture of wonder, fear, and a desperate need to understand. And in that pivotal moment of human history, this same otherworldly beacon would have blazed across the heavens, a second sun igniting the night. This cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence. It is a pattern etched into time itself. The great pyramids of Giza, the monoliths of Stonehenge, the precise celestial alignments woven into ancient monuments across the globe. Were these incredible constructions, in part, a desperate attempt by our ancestors to mark the return of something so monumental they could never forget it? Were they trying to build a warning, or a calendar, for future generations? The evidence is carved in stone. Faced with this cyclical timeline, Dr. Lowe and his team have been forced to speculate on a mind-bending possibility, that this could be an automated maintenance system operating on a galactic scale. Think of it not as an invader, but as a galactic surveyor on a predetermined route, an ancient self-sustaining machine that uses the sun's immense energy to refuel its plasma reserves, update its navigational databases, and perform system-wide diagnostics, before vanishing back into the interstellar dark for another long circuit. From its relativistic perspective, travelling at a significant fraction of light speed, those 22,000 Earth years might pass as mere months or years due to time dilation. In this interpretation, SWAN R2's reappearance isn't a random accident. It's a scheduled appointment, a pre-programmed pit stop on an ancient, million-year-old cosmic route. And this theory provides a tantalizing explanation for 3I Atlas. Perhaps it is one of many smaller probes left behind during a previous visit, a distributed sensor network, now reactivated from its long dormancy because the master system, SWAN R2, has come back online to collect its data. If this is true, we are not just witnessing a fleeting encounter. We are accidentally observing the reawakening of a silent ancient network that has permeated our solar system for eons, a network that was already ancient when humanity was born. But the cosmos is rarely so benign. Other researchers, poring over the same data, propose a far more sinister purpose. They suggest that SWAN R2 is the key component of an ancient intermittent surveillance system. Each 22,000-year pass would then serve as a comprehensive diagnostic checkup on developing planets, a galactic census taker scanning for the emergence of technological civilizations and monitoring their progress. Under this chilling light, its sudden, precise return after millennia, coming just decades after we began flooding the cosmos with our radio, television, and radar signals, cannot be a coincidence. The timing is too perfect. Dr. Lowe himself has even floated a more disturbing yet equally plausible possibility, that these encounters are not routine, but are deliberate responses. Our earliest powerful electromagnetic signals, expanding in a growing bubble at the speed of light since the mid-20th century, have now washed over dozens of nearby star systems. If someone was listening, if someone had their instruments tuned to the specific frequency of a developing intelligence, they might have finally decided to send something back. A carefully managed sequence of observers. First, the bizarre, tumbling Oumuamua in 2017 as the initial scout, then the more complex 3i Atlas for a closer look, and finally the formidable SWAN R2 as the main event. This would represent a deliberate escalating program of contact. Just when the theoretical debates were reaching a fever pitch, the story exploded into the realm of cosmic conspiracy with a leaked revelation. According to a confidential report from a classified military satellite, an unexplained and powerful electromagnetic pulse was recorded at the exact moment SWAN R2 moved into solar conjunction. It was a clean, powerful signal. It wasn't the messy static of a solar flare or the random noise of a coronal mass ejection. It had no natural cause that any known model could explain. When a team of analysts managed to decode this anomalous pulse, they found something that stripped away all remaining doubt. A perfect repeating binary sequence, a string of ones and zeros that cycled precisely 22 times. 22, the same number as its 22,000-year cycle. The same number that now seems to haunt this phenomenon like a ghost in the machine. Coincidence? Or a deliberate countdown? A signature? A cosmic hello? This binary beacon is the most compelling evidence yet for an artificial intelligence source. And the most alarming part of all of this, the deafening, unnerving silence from official space agencies and governments. No unified briefing, no press conference. No open data stream. The silence is a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. It gets filled with fear and speculation. Do they not know what to say? Or do they know too much and are not prepared to share the terrifying implications with the public? As we speak, both objects are hidden behind the sun, suspended in their moment of solar conjunction. The world holds its breath. When they emerge back into our view in the coming weeks, humanity will face a cosmic verdict, a moment of truth that will define our species for centuries to come. If they simply continue on their predicted natural trajectories, our understanding of physics will be thrown into chaos, forcing a complete rewrite of astrophysics. But if they maneuver, if they change speed, alter their course in ways that cannot be explained by gravity alone, or deploy any other signature of controlled flight, then all debate will cease. There will be no more doubt. We will be witnessing the single greatest discovery in human history. Definitive, undeniable proof that we are not alone, and that an ancient non-human intelligence operates with deliberate purpose within our solar system, on a schedule older than civilization itself. For the first time, we may not be the observers. We may be the observed, the subjects of a study whose scope we cannot comprehend. The universe is not a silent, dead vault. It is a living, breathing, and waiting entity. It is waiting for us to finally notice, to listen carefully, and perhaps, when we are ready, to find the courage to answer.